my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and today is Friday, and on Fridays I do my challenge where I basically ask you to look through your long boxes, find some cool books related to a theme. And this theme I actually really like. This is robot covers. I always loved robot covers, especially when they're more the classic robots from like the 50s. I kind of like that style. And you'll see a lot in this unboxing of that kind of sort of, 50s atomic age kind of robot style. And we're going to start out with a book that I really like. This is Captain Marvel, number 78. And this is the first appearance of Mr. Atom, this robot guy right here. One of the bad guys for Captain Marvel. So, as I was saying, I kind of like these classic robots, and I like when they have this kind of like, like some kind of like electric signal that's controlling them or something like that, or like, I don't know how to describe it, but I just love that. I just think that's really interesting. And I think this is a great cover. You got Captain Marvel just kind of charging in. You got the explosion. This robot has already done some damage. It's holding like a big iron rail. It looks like it's ready to fight. So I just really enjoy this cover. It's the first appearance of Mr. Atom, and it's Captain Marvel 78 from 1947. That's number 10 on my list. This one is an interesting one, and this next one, it's not that classic style, but it is a book that kind of is cool to me because during the 80s, all the kids had these toys, and my parents wouldn't let me get them. I don't know why. I think they were just too expensive, and they thought they would break or whatever. They just didn't like these toys, but I thought they were cool, and all my friends had them, and they would just play with them all the time, and I was so jealous. It is Transformers that I'm talking about. This is from 1984. I just remember this era very well. And I thought the Transformers show was okay. I thought it was okay. I just really liked the toys. I think I think that's what the the show was about, really, is selling the toys. They're just cool. I just like the idea. Oh, it's a truck. No, it's a robot. So I'm a bit nostalgic to this book for that reason. So this is Transformers number 1, and I just think it's a cool cover. You got this big robot on the cover. Is it Optimus Prime? I mean. Yeah, and the Autobots versus the Decepticons and all that kind of stuff. Just really cool book. I always liked it. So Transformers number 1. Next on my list is going back to those more classical atomic age or golden age robot style, and this one is Planet Comics. Now this one is just really cool. This is one of these giant robots. You got the girl in the bubble helmets. I like the bubble helmets. I always think it's funny whenever they show bubble helmets. This is totally not related to robots, but whenever they show them, especially they're on like some other distant planet, they're like wearing the bubble helmets so that they can breathe, right? We got that. But yet they're not wearing anything else. They're not wearing any protective suit. She's just like dressed normally. I just think that's hilarious. So yeah, so we got this giant robot though, and it's just like doing some damage. It's got some people working inside of it that are controlling it. So I just think it's really a cool cover. I like when they show these kind of robot hands with the articulation. I think that's really cool. So yeah, so this is Planet Comics number 64 from, I think, in mid 40s. So yeah, Planet Comics. I really love Planet Comics. Next is just see, if that showed the whole robot, I would have liked it and it would have been higher up on the list, but that's why it's lower on the list. So we got, next on the list is Out of This World number 1, and this is from 1950, and it's like, I always like these kind of dome-like robots where you can see all the little mechanical things working inside them. I always thought that was cool. I always kind of associate that as well with that age of the 50s where the robots were like that. Now this one, you can't tell if the robot is the good guy or bad guy. It could be that the guy's like the robot's taking the girl from the guy, or it's the robot's rescuing the girl. No, it's really interesting. Just a cool cover. Another thing that I kind of like about these kind of style comics is you got the spaceship and it has like this needle almost for a nose on it. That was another thing. I always associate that with like Buck Rogers and stuff. So yeah, I just love this cover. This is Out of This World #1 from 1950. And next on my list, this is just a classic cover. This is Bradford, #6, and it's got a little bit of that good girl element that I always love. And again, it's like the typical robot hands and the kind of that, I don't know, that sort of style. Like they always have to have that sort of metal chest too, like where it's just like almost looks like a tin can. It would be like hollow if you knocked on it. Yeah, I just always like this kind of style. So this is Bradford #6 from 1948. And again, it's the girl in the red dress, so you can't go wrong there. So yeah, Bradford. Next, I do love my good girl, and my comics generally will favor that good girl style. And this was a series that I just thought is really just, it's awesome. It's like if Archie was in outer space kind of thing, and futuristic, I guess. This is Jetta, and I just love this one because the robot is in love with Jetta, and he's like chasing after her, and he's got these little metal hearts that are popping off. I just think it's such a fun cover. And it has that sort of Jetsons feel with the little spaceship in the background and stuff. I just think it's just such a fun cover. This is Jetta #6. So next on my list, #7 is, or #4, I should say, working up. #4 on the list is Amazing Adventures #4. So it's #4 and it's fourth on the list. I think this is just a beautiful cover. And actually, I read the story. I found this online. I was curious, what's the story like? And I'll because it's such a cool story, I have to tell it. So see these little robot guys? This is actually in the story, which is amazing for the Golden Age. Usually they make these amazing covers and it has nothing to do with the comic in at all. But this is not like that. This actually did happen in the comic. So you got these little alien guys, and the alien guys, they do what aliens do. They want to take over the world. They want to control mankind. But how do you control mankind? Well, you control them through love. So they create a male and a female love robot. Okay, the male love robot is the sexiest man to exist, and the female robot is the sexiest female to ever exist. And they send them out, and instantly everybody falls in love with them. Everybody's ready to do whatever these robots want because they're so in love with these love robots. So the little guys, they decide, okay, they take the robots back, and they're gonna analyze these ultimate robots that they've created and make an army of them. And the two robots, though, when they see each other, they're like, "Oh, you're perfect for we're perfect for each other," and they fall in love with each other. And the aliens, while this is going on, they're talking about how they're going to dominate the world now that they invented these two awesome robots. And they're like, okay, now we got to take them apart and rebuild them so we can make more of them so we can dominate the whole entire world. And the two love robots hear this and they're like, what? And they kill their little alien guys, and then they just leave. So just a really funny story how love conquers all, basically, and it saves mankind. So just a kind of a fun story, a bit silly, but yeah, just interesting. I just thought it was one worthy of sharing. But I think this is a beautiful cover. Actually, I love this cover. Love, it's a headlight cover too. That's always good. But it's just a really great robot cover. I just love this one. So, Amazing Adventures number 4 from 1951. And one of the robots that I always associate with robots in general from that era is Robbie the Robot. And one of the times that they used this character in comics was in Katie Keane. This is Katie Keane number 62, and it's the very last issue of Katie Keane, of this run, this series. So basically, this is Robbie the Robot, and I believe that there was a poster with Robbie the Robot, and this is kind of an homage to it. And it's just a really great one. You got, there's, is it Starling 49, the one with Alex Schomburg, where the robot, the Bender cover, where he's got, the robot has the girl in his arms and he's kind of taking her off. Well, that's similar to this. It's similar to the other one that I showed as well, where you got the robot, the evil robot is taking the girl away kind of idea. And this is just has that trope to it, and it's just a really great cover. And I like Katie Keane, another good girl art character. So yeah, so this is Katie Keane number 62. It has Robbie the Robot, and it's the last issue in the series. So kind of fun in that respect too. Okay, number 2 on my list is one that will be in 3D. You'll get this 3D effect. This is actually should be my number 1 on my list. Actually, I realize I mixed up the books, but this is number 2 just because really number 1 is mixed up. But that's beside the point. This is actually my favorite of the books I'm showing. I'll show another book at the end of this, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is Adventures into the Unknown, number 58. And what they did is they used a technology, I use that word very loosely, but it's called True Vision. And basically what you notice is they put this black border all the way around, and they do the same on the internal pages. And what they do is they use kind of like these dull colors on the background art, and in the foreground they use very sharp, distinctive colors. And that, what it does is it creates this effect with this black of a very three-dimensional object. And a lot of the time they'll do this kind of thing where the characters will go outside of the panel, so that makes it feel like it's popping out of the panel. So very cool effect. There's not that many of these that were created. I think there was 11 in total. I guess maybe it was an expensive way to do 3D. But it was a cool one that didn't require 3D glasses. And this one has a bit of a lot of people see this as being a bit of an innuendo cover, because it looks like the robot's having a little bit too much fun with the train. And just a fun cover. I just think it's a great cover. I like these killer robots, and they're doing their havoc on society, and I think it's always fun. So yeah, this is Adventures into the Unknown, number 58 from 1954. So yeah, and the last, but actually it should have been lower on the list. I kind of mixed up. I didn't realize I put it on the wrong. I put it below where I should have put it. I put it higher on the list than I should have. But I still like it. I actually like this cover, and I think it's a really cool cover. And I got this one really cheaply, which is always nice. This is Legion of Superheroes, number 42 from 1988, signed by Paul Levitz, who's, I believe, the writer. Yeah, he's the one that wrote the story. But actually, this one I really do like. It's just this sort of android robot on one side, female on the other side. And I just think it's really interesting how they drew her. I just think I like just that style. So yeah, so this is Legion of Superheroes, number 42 from 1988. I just think it's a really great cover. I got this for less than the cost of the slab, which is which is really interesting. It was on sale on my comic shop for like 20 bucks, or actually less than 20 bucks. I think there was a discount as well. So I thought, why not? It looks like a really cool cover, and yeah, I just thought it was a nice one. So yeah, just a fun book. So that was my top 10 list of robot covers that I like. Now I ask you to, look through your long boxes and, maybe show some comics, 10 if you can, of robot covers that you love from your collections. And if you want to participate, all you have to do is make a little video and use the hashtag robot covers and hashtag Friday Comic Challenge. And use those 2 hashtags. You can even, if you want, you can use like at Comic Collector Geek. And you can, if you do that, I'll get a notification that you've made a video. I realize that that's something that people can do. I should have been telling the people to do this a lot longer. But if you use that, I will get a notification, and then I'll be more likely to find your video. So, or you can put your video link in the comments below. That's another trick as well. So anything you can do, this is a good way to kind of join the community and have some fun at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.